Oh, what happened there? Hold on. Cool. Give it a second real quick. Oh, sweet. Rise and shine, everybody. Good morning. This is Speaking Out Loud. I am Renee with my buddy here, Earl Robinson. Earl, welcome to the show, man. What's going on?
Thanks, Renee. Happy to be here. Thanks for making the trip.
Yeah, most definitely. Today is going to be an interesting day, week 10 in the NFL. It shall be very fun. Today, later on in the show, Borba will be joining us. He is on his way over here now. So I think he said he'll be here at around 11. So as soon as he gets here, he'll jump on the show, and then we can get to attack him about how bad the Vikings suck.
All right, cool.
Sounds fun, yeah? So everybody that hates the Vikings, join the show a little bit later, a little after 11, so we can just eat Borba alive. Sounds fun. Sounds fun. Well, every day, Earl, if you don't watch the very beginning of the show,
I'm usually a little late.
If you joined a little late, we do a drink of the day. So today, you actually got us a drink of the day. Right here, tell us a little bit about what you brought here. Looks extremely disgusting.
Got some bourbon that was found in the back of my freezer, and we're gonna drink it straight.
Yum. Sounds really good.
Let me serve you first.
Hey guys, while you're serving us up, man, don't forget, if you're watching us on Facebook, hit the sign up button. It'll take you to our YouTube link where you can follow, like, and subscribe. Also, if you're on the Facebook page, just go ahead and like and share the page, man. We appreciate the love. Thank you. Today's a big day for the Dallas fans. And pretty big day, I think. Not necessarily a big day, but hopefully a comeback game for the Green Bay Packers after they shit their pants last week. So, all right, man. Well, let's jump. Let's taste this little bit that you served us. Cheers. Oh yeah. Damn.
Delicious.
Yeah, you weren't lying about getting that Dr. Pepper.
Is that water?
Yeah, most definitely. All right, guys. So, all right, E-Rob, let's jump into it, man. Week 10, bam, 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 bam. Is there a matchup today that you're just like kind of looking forward to?
I mean, Green Bay and Carolina's going to be pretty solid. Not just because I'm a Packers fan, but the Panthers, they're 5-3. They're doing better than people are expecting. McCaffrey is just running all over. MVP candidate right there.
Most definitely.
They're fighting for their playoff lives because they're not going to win that division with the Saints. And the NFC is pretty stacked with, the Vikings and the Packers. One of them is probably getting a wild card. And then the NFC West, the 49ers, the Rams, and Seattle. One of them is probably going to get a wild card. So the Panthers are trying to keep up.
Stay at pace,
I think that's a must win for them.
They're heading over to Lambeau, and from what I've seen this morning, it seems like it's a little bit chilly out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Below 32, if I'm right.
There might be some snow.
Tad bit of snow. There was snow on Friday, so it may have laid over. I don't know Aaron Rodgers' exact record on how well he plays in the cold, but I know it's pretty good.
We'll ask Borba. He's probably going to be on us a little bit later.
Borba seems to know a lot more, according to Earl, about the Packers than a lot of other people. So that's going to be an interesting game. I think Christian McCaffrey is definitely easily a top 5 running back, MVP candidate, like you said.
I mean, he's the number 1 running back this year.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Borba would probably give you an argument with Dalvin Cook, and I agree with him on that one. But the one thing about this game that I think is interesting is the fact that Cam Newton is now out for the season. So I think that gives Allen a good chance to kind of be able to ease into just playing. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. I think it takes a little bit of the pressure off. Like, he doesn't have to worry about getting pulled next week if he has a bad game this week. Like, he can just go out there. He knows he's the starter for the rest of the year, and he's done well as the starter. I think that when Cam got injured, they had a losing record.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so, I mean, he's done well, and now he can just go out there and not be worried about getting pulled or losing his job when Cam gets healthy.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, interesting to hear your pick on that one. I think that one's pretty given, but we'll jump on those. We'll jump on those predictions just a little bit later, so don't give out your score just yet, man. Also, one big game that I wanted to talk about is, we're not necessarily big, but I think the Detroit Lions are kind of in a similar situation that Carolina's in as far as fighting for their playoffs lives. Matthew Stafford is out for the day. That's going to take a big hit. I think the only good thing that comes out of that is the fact that they are playing the shitty-ass Chicago Bears, and that quarterback, or that guy they call a quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky. Mitchell Trubisky kind of gives me, my resume is a hike and spike it background, one championship. I'm joking. But, man, he sure in the hell does give a lot of people hope to be a quarterback in the NFL, because he's terrible, man. He's awful.
He's had a bad year.
So I think the Lions, even with Matthew Stafford, still have a chance at winning this game, only because Mitchell Trubisky is that bad. That defense is still good, but, I mean, it's definitely hard to be a good defense or a great defense when you're on the field the majority of the time.
Agreed.
So
I think that's going to be a tough game for the Lions because it's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago's always a tough place to play. The Lions are a dome team without Stafford. I think Chicago's going to win that.
They should.
Agree with your points on Trubisky. Like, he's been just awful this year. He's definitely taken a step back. But I want to point out, in case you have any Bears fans watching, what you have to remember is that the Bears did trade up in the draft that year from number 3 to number 2 to draft Trubisky when Deshaun Watson and Mahomes were still on the board. Let that sink in a little bit. Yeah. Go Pack.
We'll take a moment to just kind of. All right, guys. I hope you are over it. Probably won't be. Yeah, Mitchell Trubisky's terrible, man. He's super inconsistent, not accurate whatsoever. I think he only played 10 games in college. I don't think that's enough to put yourself out there. I mean, name somebody else that's only played that many games besides Kyrie Irving for Duke basketball. But
yeah, we're not a basketball. We're not a basketball talking show.
Not yet. Cool, man. I thought that was a good matchup, but for me, obviously Dallas and Vikings is, for me, the game of the week. But San Francisco and Seattle, outside of Dallas and the Vikings, for me, I think this is definitely a game to watch. It's going to be great. Finally, a really good game on Monday Night Football.
I agree.
You got something to do.
Been looking forward to that matchup. I think you and Borba have talked, maybe it was last week, about how tough the back half of San Francisco's schedule is.
Yeah.
And this is like the first test for them because, San Francisco is undefeated, but it's not a guarantee that they're going to win that division. And Seattle's right there. Seattle's got to play them twice. If they could beat them twice, Seattle could win that division.
Yeah, for sure. This game is going to show really what Jimmy Garoppolo is kind of made of.
Yeah.
I think this is the game that everybody's been waiting for as far as to see what Jimmy Garoppolo can really do. Because as of right now, I still have no faith in him. I know he had a good game last week, but you haven't played anybody, for one, and he hasn't really looked stout where it's just like, God damn, he's just eating these defenses up. If it wasn't for the running game, I mean, obviously, you could probably say that about any team right now.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for the running game being that good, and I don't think anybody expected the running game to be that good. I mean, did you?
No, and both their offensive tackles have been out for the majority of the first couple games, which, that's a big statement. If you lose both your offensive tackles, you can still run the ball like that.
It means deep.
Yeah, it means they're deep. Their offensive line is good, but agree with your point on Jimmy Garoppolo. He hasn't impressed me. Agree, he had a good game last week against the Cardinals, but he hasn't played as well as I think 49er fans would have hoped. They're still 8-0, so nobody's hating on him like they are Trubisky.
Yeah.
But and he's played better than Trubisky. That's probably not a fair comparison, but he hasn't he's not out there winning games.
No, he's just not turning the ball over,
Right?
which is good. But he's definitely on a team where he's set up to be successful as long as you don't turn the ball over. I think any quarterback could go on, not any quarterback, but decent quarterback, someone along the lines like maybe
Dak Prescott.
What's the Vikings quarterback? Kirk Cousins. Yeah, I think he could go to the Niners and do the same thing as long as you're not turning the ball over. Just hand the ball off. Well, no, I take that back because Dalvin Cook's doing the same shit, and Kirk Cousins still sucks.
Cousins is kind of doing that in Minnesota, but that Minnesota defense isn't as good as the 49ers.
That's true. That's very true. Well, that's gonna be a fun matchup, man.
Interesting potential inactive. You told me this morning it's Kittle. That could be huge for.
He was just
for the
upgraded to
49ers.
doubtful this morning. So that's a huge piece.
Yeah. Unfortunate if you have him in your fantasy lineup because it's a Monday night game. So you kind of have to start somebody else today, like I just did. And when he starts Monday and gets 25 points, I'm going to be pissed.
That'll hurt. just a little bit. I'd be pissed too, man.
But yeah, could be a key inactive against Seattle.
Couple big injuries besides Kittle and Matthew Stafford. Adam Thielen is also rolled out for the Cowboys game today. Patrick Mahomes will be playing today, unless, according to Andy Reid, unless something changes. So I'm guessing unless he trips going out to the field, he's more than likely going to start today's game. With that being said, do you think they're bringing him out too soon? And they're 1-1. They beat, from what most people would think, a really good Minnesota Vikings team. They hung on, put a hell of a game against the Packers team.
Lost.
But yeah, I mean, they still lost. Put up a good fight, and now they're bringing them back.
I mean, like we were saying yesterday, Matt Moore has played lights out against Green Bay and against Minnesota. I think his QBR is like 100, 110, which for a backup quarterback, like that's good. Really good.
Yeah.
I think they could probably beat Tennessee with Matt Moore, but I don't think that the Chiefs training staff and coaches would put him out there if he wasn't ready, because they know they're not going to beat the Ravens or the Patriots in the playoffs if Mahomes re-injures that and is out. So I don't think that they would put him out there if there's if he's not 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think
we also don't know the severity of the injury. They weren't very, we know it was his knee, obviously, and they said there was no ligament damage, but they didn't really tell us that much about it. And that leads me to believe that it wasn't that serious.
Well, it's kind of scary because, I mean, look at other athletes, not to bring up basketball, but something similar to Kevin Durant. They never really gave out too much detail on the injury, and then boom.
Yeah, but that's like an Achilles versus.
Yeah, it's a terrible comparison, but
no, I mean, I see what you're saying.
And I was watching First Take, and they were debating about the whole play when Andy Reid did the QB sneak that started the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Once there's an injury, I think it was Max Kellerman made a valid point on the whole thing, saying that once there's an injury in the body, it kind of makes the rest of the body vulnerable. Which I agree. I mean, I'm no doctor. Don't get me wrong. So I don't know exactly how it works. Yeah. Fix your Alexa. But so once you kind of make the body vulnerable, and if it's still vulnerable, I feel like you're kind of opening yourself up to hurt yourself either more in that same area or affecting another part of the body, because you're putting so much stress on just one side of the body or one piece of the body. So in a sense, I think it's a little early. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Patrick Mahomes does not get hurt, because it's only bad for the NFL if he gets hurt.
Agreed.
So I hope nothing but good for the dude today. But I'm a little worried, and if I'm a Chiefs fan, I would be just a little bit worried. And every time I see him get hit, my butt cheeks would squeeze just a little bit, just a little bit, a little bit.
I can almost guarantee you right now that there won't be any quarterback sneaks called today with Mahomes under center.
It would. What's gonna be funny is when it's the first play that they call. It's cute.
Draw up the middle from shotgun.
Yeah,
Little read option.
that'll do it, huh?
No, honestly, I think he's fine. Like, I think, like, they didn't even roll him out for the Green Bay game, which was the first week he missed until, like, the Saturday before. And then he was ruled out, like, Sunday last week against Minnesota.
Is that a strategic move? Like, just to make you think?
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I think he'll be fine. I don't think he was that injured, and I think that 3 weeks is ample time for, like, what we know of that injury.
That's valid. I'll take that.
I'm also no doctor, but
I read a couple articles about injuries.
yeah.
That qualifies me just a little bit. No. All right, man. Jacoby Brissett, also another big injury. Jacoby Brissett is out this weekend, and they are playing at home. Miami Dolphins are heading over. They got Hoyer.
Yep, Hoyer
Starting, a vet.
Hoyer came in and should have beat Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh last week. Adam Vinatieri
Should have,
but
they didn't.
But Hoyer led them down on a game-winning drive.
Game chance.
And Vinatieri missed like a 40-yard field goal to win the game.
That's right.
So you can't put that on Hoyer's play. And I think to come in from the bench, like I'm going to use the example that you and Borba have talked about, Dwayne Haskins not being prepared, right?
Yeah.
So Hoyer was prepared. He came in against the Steelers, who have won 3-4 games in a row now.
Yeah.
A good defense on the road. And Hoyer came in with no T.Y. Hilton. Should beat Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. This is going to be a cakewalk for them against Miami.
Yeah.
Not even concerned with Brissett being out.
No.
This could be we're gonna beat the Dolphins. We could put our running back and go Wildcat the whole game. We're gonna beat the Dolphins. Like they're not gonna put Brissett in there.
This is definitely. I mean, I think this is a must-win for him, though.
For Indy?
Yeah. Drops them to 5-4. I mean, let's see.
Wait, they're at 5-4 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So let me just give you their schedule quick. So remaining games, you would have Jacksonville, Houston, Tennessee, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, the Panthers, and Jacksonville again. I guess that's not awful.
I mean that's still a relatively tough schedule. Like we
Terrible
can say that Jacksonville's trash, but like it's a division game, right?
Oh, and Nick Foles will be coming back.
Yeah, Nick Foles will be back.
I mean,
Houston.
I don't want to hype up Nick Foles too much, but goddamn, if he can make a run, it would be interesting.
He won't. But
No? Are we guaranteeing that right now? Is that like a guarantee?
I'm
guaranteeing.
No, I'm guaranteeing that the Jags won't make the playoffs
Okay, how come? Curious.
because the Colts are a better team.
Mm-hmm.
Houston's a better team. So
Someone has to get
one of those two
my
teams
bad.
is getting a
Correcting
wild
myself
card.
real quick. The Colts, if they win today, they'll be 6-3. If
Okay.
they lose 5-4. That's what I meant.
Yeah, the thing is that like they pretty much have a bye, so
Yeah.
you're not gonna risk Brissett. Like this could be holding him back because you're playing the Dolphins and
Yeah.
you have that luxury. Like if they were playing Houston right now and winner of the game was going to be in first place in the division, you might see Brissett out there, but not. You're playing at home against the Dolphins.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be tough if the thing about the Dolphins though is that they kind of stay in the game early.
Yeah,
They give you a little scare, and then if you
I think
kind of
that's
don't,
what happened
if
when
you
they
don't
played
wake
Dallas.
up, yeah. If you don't wake up, though, they might creep on you. So
Yeah, no, I mean,
it's definitely a scary game.
The
'cause
Dolphins
you
have
expect the W,
yeah,
and if you get anything less, I mean, even close, the high on that team can definitely drop for sure.
the Dolphins have played a lot better the last couple weeks than like the first 5 weeks of the season.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
what Fitzpatrick has done a lot better than I think.
Fitzmagic.
Yeah, whatever.
Say his name right. Just kidding.
Magic. But side note, I think that if the Dolphins can draft well this year, get one of the top college quarterbacks, let Fitzmagic play one more year next year and then throw in whoever they draft. Like they don't have that bad of a team.
Yeah, they got a lot of picks.
Yeah, they got a lot of
They got
picks.
a lot of picks, so
They're
definitely have room.
going to do what Oakland did this year.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
I'm not saying that they're going to be a playoff team in 2 years, but like they're going to turn it around.
Do you think they get a new coach, or do you think they look elsewhere?
I honestly don't even know who their coach is.
Casey, that dude that looked like he was on
Wasn't he like the Patriots? Somebody?
something like that. He was, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a fan of giving a coach more than a season.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't.
And they
know
kind
how
of put him
long
in a
he's been
shitty
their coach.
situation.
Yeah, no. Belichick's not going to go make the playoffs with that Dolphins roster.
Hell no. Maybe when
He might, but
I take that back.
if he takes Brady with him.
No, that's a tough situation. That's definitely a tough situation.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give a coach more than 1 year with a team. Like, think how long it takes. Like 2 or 3 years before you determine if your first round picks are busts or not. Like, you got to let him go through a couple
Let
of
him do
drafts.
something.
Like,
Yeah, for sure.
that's why the Raiders, one of the best things that they did when they signed Gruden is they gave him a 10-year contract so that he knows like that he's not getting fired next year. You know what I mean? Like he can still get fired, but like they pretty much told him like, we trust you. You're going to have a couple years to turn this around. You don't have to do it now. Like build a team how you want to do it. And I think that gives the coach like an additional ability to craft the roster how he wants it.
Yeah. Do you think they should tank it? I mean, I feel like they already are, but
Tank for Tua.
no, I don't. After last night, I don't know how I feel about Tua. Last night, let's just touch on the LSU Alabama game. Shout out LSU, won us a couple dollars.
Good Tigers.
Good bet there. But from that game last night, I mean, the one thing that I think is scary going to the NFL for Tua is that this year and last year, it's just a continuous injury that just kind of keeps lagging.
Is it that same ankle?
Yeah, that it was last year. So if that ankle's fragile going into the NFL, I mean, that's got to hurt your draft stock. I don't know how comfortable I feel. I mean, to me, I made the comparison to Mariota. I don't know how you feel about that one. So I kind of think, and it's not just because they're both.
I mean,
they're
Tua
similar in
is
so many areas.
a
but
better passer than Mariota if you look at their college. It was more NFL ready. His passing game, like Oregon quarterbacks, just generally haven't done well.
It's all run pass on.
Yeah, it's all RPO. Maybe they can go to Philly
and maybe do something. I don't know. I think. I mean, does Miami need to? I don't see. The thing about Miami is that they traded for Rosen, and he seems to be. I mean, I think he's a bust. I think you can
he's
just easily tell he's a bust, which I thought was a stupid move on their end. Because what they gave up a first round?
No, they gave up like a third.
No,
it wasn't that
nothing
much.
big.
Nah,
I still don't like that move. I mean, because he's even at that, he's a shitty backup.
Yeah, I mean, he is. He's not going to go in there and win games.
Can't do shit for you.
I think to go back to your question about if the Dolphins should tank. No, I'm not a fan of teams tanking. If you're the coach, how do you go into the locker room and say we're going to tank?
Yeah,
like
hey guys, let's make it close, and then here at the end, let's just throw that pick.
It's easy to look at it from like a fan's perspective and be like, oh, I want my team to lose so we can get a better draft pick. When you look at it from the player's perspective, some of these players have like 4 or 5 years and their career is over.
Yeah,
right.
For sure, for sure.
You're going to go in there and say, hey, we're going to tank this year, so 20% of your career you're just going to give up. Like you're not going to. Players aren't going to do that.
And at that point, you're not valued at shit. So if they trade you, because it's business, at the end of the day, it's business. So when they trade you to get assets, it's just like, well, we're only going to give you $1 million. And you're like, no, I'm definitely worth like 10. Right. It's like, well, last year you look like shit. So please tell me where you're worth $10 million. And at that point, it's like, shit, you're kind of right.
Exactly.
And it's not like you're going to go in an office to go negotiate and then go, well, you see, we tanked it last year. You know what I mean? So you're not going to go to interview and just be like, yeah, I just sucked because my boss told me to suck.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it works. or at least I wouldn't do it like that. But so yeah, I definitely don't think they should tap from a understanding the other side of it. It's dumb to tank, but sometimes I mean it's kind of hard to not think teams aren't tanking.
I mean, agree. And like last year when the Packers weren't going to make the playoffs, I was all about losing a couple games to try to get like a top 10 pick. You know what I mean? And then we'd like win a game in overtime, and I'm like pissed off about it. But like that's from the fans' perspective. Like the players still want to win. Like it's their career. They're out there still trying to get paid. Like they want their next contract. They want their roster spot. Like players aren't tanking for better draft picks.
For sure, because it's just somebody else that's going to take the job.
Right.
Yep,
exactly.
Agreed, man.
They're just going to draft your replacement.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for dropping that pass. You out.
Talking about replacements, what do the San Diego Chargers need to replace to be an effective team?
I think that's pretty obvious.
Mr. Good old flow down the river.
Yep.
It's time to flow down the river. You know, I just don't like. I don't know Phillip Rivers personally, obviously, but he just sucks. Like he's good, but he sucks. Like he's good enough to just suck enough for you to lose. If that makes any sense.
Inconsistent quarterback that I think I've ever seen. Like he's going to play lights out against Green Bay at home, right? Yeah. And then the next week, like just should have thrown probably 3 picks in the first half against one of the worst secondaries in the league. Luckily, there were some flags and stuff that, I think he only threw 2 picks. But, like, how inconsistent can you be?
Oh, for sure.
In that team, when we went into the season, people, like, picked that team to be in the Super Bowl. That defense is stout. You've got Gordon, Eckler, Keenan Allen. Like, they could use some O-line help. But like they've got no excuses. Like that team has talent, and they've just underperformed.
Definitely. Phillip Rivers has got to go. A lot of the time, or when Tony Romo was still in the league, there was a lot of comparisons between the two, and I can see where the similarities are. But at the same time, just the one thing that Tony did do was win games in the regular season, and Phillip Rivers just can't get them over the hump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can't get you over the hump. I think it's time to move on. I mean, what do you get? I don't know. Cam Newton's probably a good prospect, I think, going out there to LA, maybe bring some noise. I think it'd be good for the market. There's a bunch of gibberish about them moving to London.
That would be funny.
The owner shut that, or he supposedly shut that down and said that was baloney. But they're in LA. It seems like every home game they have isn't a home game.
Yeah. I think you got to give them like let's let that new stadium open and give them a season, Oh,
yeah, before they move them out?
Yeah.
I think moving them out is dumb in general.
I don't know how you could actually have a team in London.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know that. Like, yeah, they sell out their games, but it's also different teams every week that play there. It's not like you have a franchise there. And then additionally, like the time zone difference.
Yeah, so every game would be at like 7.
Yeah.
That would suck.
There would be some logistical issues for sure. But so, all right, let me ask you while we're on the Chargers topic. When Melvin Gordon was holding out, Eckler was just beasting out.
Yeah, he's on my fantasy league.
Yeah. And so now Gordon's back and Gordon's playing well. Eckler's still playing well. He's not putting up the same numbers, right? Because he's splitting carries and splitting time on the field. If you're a Chargers fan, do you want to see Melvin Gordon re-signed? Because he's in a contract year still.
Well, I think this was similar to our conversation with James Conner and Le'Veon Bell. The only thing is that Melvin Gordon's not as old.
Yeah, he's like 25, 26.
Yeah. So I think the only thing that sucks is they should have tried to trade him.
I think they did.
No, they didn't want to. No, you're right. They shopped him around. They shopped him around. They were just
crap off.
I feel like he's definitely worth the first round. I mean, I would have thought at least, but at this point, you got more problems in the quarterback. Give us a second when we try to reconnect here.
How do I pull up the comments? You know what I mean?
Just go to the video.
Well, I did, and then it was
Like, not a
on.
fan of.
You know how much, yeah.
It's usually just me blowing it up.
We're still on.
Oh,
All right, man. So,
no, we're
anyways,
not. This is way delayed. Oh no, that's me right there.
sorry, man. The connection issues. Not sure what's going on, but so
So we're talking about the Chargers,
Yeah.
with Melvin Gordon. I don't think. I mean, outside of Cam Newton, like you're not really spending money on a quarterback. You're going to draft a quarterback. So, I think you got to re-sign Gordon if you can. He's a stud.
is there any other free agents out there, running back wise? Okay, let's say they don't re-sign Melvin Gordon. What's a good landing spot for him? That's interesting, huh?
Yeah, trying to think of teams that need a running back. I mean,
That's a tough one.
yeah, that is tough.
Just off the top of your head, that's a little tough. But I think like somebody like Cincinnati. But I think Cincinnati's issues are a lot bigger.
Well, Cincinnati's got Joe Mixon. He's just got no offensive line, no quarterback, and no receivers.
Yeah,
So basically, no offense.
that's true.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys, pause it just for 1 second. Let me make sure. Let us know this thing's not working.
Who said that?
Borba is actually on his way. He should be joining us here at any second now. He's supposed to make a dramatic entrance like JB typically would.
We kicked him off because he's hating on the Packers too much.
That's not what it was. just so everybody knows, too, we are going to do a little live show out from the stadium for tonight's game for the Sunday Night Football. So check that out, too. But, all right, man. Well, anyways, Philip Rivers wasted too much of our life there. Let's kind of jump into a couple games, give our predictions of some upsets and some betting lines. Yeah? Help out these bettors decide whether or not they want to win or lose money.
I usually lose, so I'd do the opposite of whatever I say.
Oh, damn. That's not how you wanted to start that. All right, man. Well, let's jump right to it. Oh man, here. Cheers to any bettors today. Good luck and quick shout out to all the veterans that put themselves in danger for our freedom. We appreciate everything that you guys do. Thank you so much from myself, my family, speaking out loud, and Rob here. So thank you guys. Cheers to that. Man, that stuff's still disgusting.
It's not that bad.
Well, now that the ice melted, it's still pretty terrible. All right, man. So, cool. First game, Detroit Lions, Chicago Bears. Detroit Lions are picked to lose. Chicago Bears are favorites at minus 6.5. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's tough. No Stafford. I mean, if Stafford was playing, so let's take a second to touch on how that line moved. It started off at 2.5 points.
Yeah.
When Stafford was going to play, the Bears were favored by 2.5. So then you take Stafford out, and now it's 6.5. So less than a field goal to basically a touchdown. Honestly, I wouldn't bet it.
If you could get this to like 7.5, I would bet it.
Who would you take? You take the Lions?
I take the Lions at 7.5.
Yeah, I agree. If you could get 2 scores, I would take the Lions as well. I'd also, if I was going to bet that game, I'd be interested to know what the under is because Trubisky's not good and the Lions have a backup quarterback.
38.5.
Yeah, I would probably be more interested in the under on that game than the spread.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. This might be like a 13-10 type deal.
Yeah. Unless there's a lot of pick sixes, which I could see that too.
Yeah, for
what
sure.
happens when I bet the under.
I'm gonna take Chicago on this game. Just straight up, Chicago. I do take Chicago win this game because of the defense, and I think Mitchell Trubisky just does enough to win the game.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's gonna have. I feel like I say this every time I talk about Mitchell Trubisky. I'm not saying he's gonna have a good game, a great game, a decent game. He's just going to have a game that's enough to not lose.
Mhm.
And that means probably like 150 yards throwing, 1 pick, just enough to get his defense off the field and to be able to rest.
Yeah.
But don't sleep on the Lions, though. That defense isn't terrible. Slayton's playing. I always like him.
Yeah, he's
DB.
one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah. So if Mitchell Trubisky doesn't be careful, he might be the player of the game, and Slayton, big play Slay, get 2 or 3 picks, maybe 2 pick six. Get it done. That'd be nice. I hate Chicago. I hope they lose, but
I mean, if you're Chicago and you lose this game, like I think that may be where everybody's like, we have to figure this out. Because if you're at home and you can't beat the team that's in last in your division without their starting quarterback, you got to figure something else out. This is a must win for Chicago.
for sure, they're not making the playoffs.
No, they're not. They're not making the
Regardless.
playoffs.
And I think at the beginning of the year, everybody thought that they probably were. Yeah.
Yeah, until we went there week 1 and beat them. But
Just throwing it out there. And just a quick reminder again, Chicago Bears fans, that you guys did move up in the draft to get Mitchell Trubisky. Just want to let you guys know. So let's check out New York Giants walking over to play the New York Jets. The line is +3 Jets. Kind of the battle of who's worse, yeah?
yeah,
I got more faith in Daniel Jones than I do Sam Darnold. Yeah, and what sucks is at the beginning of the year, we had a segment on who's going to have a better year as far as like the rookies go with Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, and damn it, who's the other one?
I don't know.
Anyways, there's a third one. I think we ended up saying Josh Allen. I think I picked Josh Allen, and I
Wait,
was making
you're saying second year,
second year.
so sophomore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I picked Josh Allen. Anyways, Sam Darnold, I did kind of hype him up just a little bit, but man, how he's been so goddamn disappointing. And in that loss last week, that hurts.
Yeah.
You're the ego just a little bit.
Being mic'd up and saying that you were seeing ghosts, that's
some shit you don't say. Yeah,
yeah, like
some shit you
he
just
will
don't
never
say.
live that down.
Yeah.
He's played bad. And I thought that getting Le'Veon Bell would help, but their receivers are just so bad. Their defense is actually pretty good, but I agree with you. I'm going with the Giants. They've just got more talent on offense with Barkley. I think Shepard is out this week and Ingram is out, so they're missing some pieces.
Oh
But,
yeah.
it's a barn burner game.
So tell me again who you got.
I'm gonna take the Giants.
I like that. At -3, I don't know if I'd bet the line. You might as well just bet straight up. Straight up is -150. It's not bad. So I'd take the Giants straight up too. Next one, Atlanta Falcons heading over to the Dome. New
I think
Orleans
that's
Saints.
an easy pick.
New Orleans Saints. Hey, real quick, let me read this comment to you. So Aaron said 20-21, Lions win because Chicago misses a field goal. I like that prediction.
Sounds similar to the playoffs.
So Atlanta heading over to the Dome to get Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. God damn. So the Saints are picked. 14.
And I'm still taking the Saints.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta's bad.
Booty.
I don't know what happened to Atlanta, but they're just not good. So Saints are hot. They're rolling. They're at home. They're gonna keep rolling.
Every time I smell shit, I just think of the Atlanta Falcons. Like if someone farts, it's like, God damn, the Falcons around here. No, they're ass, man. They're terrible. They're way too talented to be this bad. Something's gonna happen in the offseason. I'm gonna assume there's gonna be a coaching change.
Do you think it's Matt Ryan?
I don't know that. I just think they need, because he can make the throws.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. I don't know, man. He just can't move worth a shit. Like he just kind of stands there. He can't move up in the pocket, or it seems like he can't move up in the pocket, or he definitely can't get out of the pocket.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have if the offensive line doesn't do their job, I mean, Matt Ryan's pretty much kind of nobody. So
when they lost, Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah.
Like that Super Bowl year, their offense just has not been the same since. And I think they need a new offensive coordinator.
Agreed. They need some type of offensive genius.
Mm-hmm.
I think Matt Ryan has a little bit to play with it.
He's not
I
bad.
don't know if you're going to throw it all on him because he's accurate.
Agreed.
And he can definitely make the throws. But
they got the talent. Like
it's there. It's most definitely there. I'm digging them. Or I'm no, man. The one thing is I have no hope for them right now because this year they shit their pants. Well, ever since
last year they were injured. Last year they had a lot of injuries. So I thought this year that they were
Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman, like Deion Jones. I think Neal, their safety.
I don't think Hulu played the entire season.
Yeah, they were beat up last year.
Yeah.
So I thought that they turned around this year, and they proved me.
But Matt Ryan was injured, and he's coming back today.
For like a game.
He's coming back today, so that might be some good rest.
Yeah.
But I still got the Saints covering that spread at 14.
All right.
That's a lot. Next game, Baltimore Ravens. Good old MVP kid Lamar Jackson heading over to the Cincinnati Bengals with another game missing AJ Green, which I guess doesn't really matter. They're tanking anyways.
Yeah, they're tanking.
So,
they need a quarterback. They're drafting somebody. No, he got benched.
He just got benched.
He's done. He's never done anything. They gave him way too long.
So do you think that it's kind of messed up that they ended up firing their head coach and he probably never was the issue? Because it seems like now they suck. Like at least with their head coach.
Who did they fire? The guy that was there forever?
Yeah.
Lewis?
Yeah, there you go.
No. He never won a playoff game. Get him out.
That's true. Stephen A. had a fill down that dude every Sunday.
You can only be there for so long and not win a playoff game.
Amen. You got them covering?
Unless you names Tony Romo.
10.5 points. Baltimore's got a favorite by 10.5. The money line is 620. Definitely don't want to bet the money line.
Baltimore by 0.5 point. I think here's Johnny Borba.
Johnny Borba, I think he's here. Should you go welcome him right quick?
Yeah, I can. You want another one?
Yeah, you might as well get Borba one too. Hey guys, we're gonna take a quick pause while we get good old Johnny Borba in the house right quick. JB, he just came off the jet. He's a little pumped for tonight's game. You know, bring in the comments. Let's just shit on the Vikings. I hope I don't eat my words. That would be Earl's dog Murphy intimidating Borba.
Calm down in like 5 minutes, but I'm excited to see it. Yeah. Let me get you a drink.
Well, JB, come take a seat, bro.
Sit down for 7 hours.
Well, we're gonna take a seat over there.
Take it off. Borba's taking off his shirt right now, in case you guys want to know. JB, you got here just in time, man. We're just kind of going over some predictions. Just give us a quick second, guys, real quick.
Join the internet.
That's the first thing you say. You can't just say hi.
Hi.
You can start us out. All right, man. Well, let's just keep kind of going here. So we got 30 minutes before kickoff. Let's kind of just touch on what's going on here.
Catch me up to speed.
All right, so we're on Buffalo and Cleveland. That's a good game, I think.
No, that one's yours. This one's yours.
Buffalo and Cleveland. So Buffalo's heading over to Cleveland. I think a lot of people have been sleeping on the Bills, not giving them any respect. at the same time, nobody respects the Browns, which
Still your
got
playoff pick.
I still got hope.
Awful pick.
I think they win today.
The Browns
Um,
or Buffalo? You think who wins?
oh, I'm sorry. I was reading this comment.
Tough question. Sorry.
The Browns are winning this game.
You said that last week too when they played Denver,
I've
right?
said that every single week.
And you know Baker's got
Oh my
nothing left to
God.
shave.
Yeah, our YouTube's kind of cutting you out a little bit, Erod. If you want to kind of slide in just a little.
I'll scoot in a little bit.
This one's not, but all right. So, anyways, a second.
Jesus.
I thought you were a technician now.
I am. Oh well. If you're on YouTube, you're just watching me for right now, but I'll upload the other video as soon as we're done. If not, go check us out on Facebook. All right, man. So, all right, Browns and Bills. The fucking Browns. Excuse my language. Man, Barbie guy here got me all,
You gotta look
all crazy.
You gotta look too many of these.
So I definitely think I got Buffalo losing today.
Really?
Buffalo's gonna lose today. The Browns. Odell Beckham's due for a big game. He hasn't scored a touchdown since week 2. They gotta do. I mean, This is all emotional. I'm not even a Browns fan, but I got the Browns winning today. Let me give you all the odds on that. The Browns are actually picked to win at -3.
Similar to last week.
I feel like the Browns have been picked to win all year.
I think
And
it's
it's
gonna be a low scoring game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How
Because
come?
one thing about the Bills got a pretty good secondary. I think they can match up pretty well with Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be low scoring, like 16-13, but I'm going to pick the Bills, though.
It's also in Buffalo. It's gonna
Yeah.
be cold.
it's in Cleveland.
Oh, is it? It's in
Oh.
Cleveland. Well,
Still gonna be cold.
still gonna be cold.
I
I
think
agree with low scoring.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be low scoring.
The over/under is 42.5.
I'm taking Buffalo. Browns are trash.
Yeah, I think you got to realize that Cleveland's a 2-6 team. Like they're not nothing. I think people have to realize that. Like, yeah, they were on the hype train, but like they're just another 2-6 team in the NFL. Like they're just not good.
They're just trash.
Yeah, they're just not good, and I don't think you've coped with it yet.
Nope. Still got them winning today. Last week. If they lose this week, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm over it.
For sure. Yeah, the way Baltimore's playing, yeah, for
I'll
sure.
tell you what, though, I'm not putting my money on them.
No way.
So it's definitely an emotional decision there on that one. It's not. I have zero confidence that they're going to win this game. So if you are going to bet, don't listen to me on that one. Next game we got Kansas City, Tennessee. Patrick Mahomes is playing. They're favored at 6.5. I think same kind of similar to what you said about Cleveland. I think we know who Tennessee is. They're not very good, and they got a lot of things that they got to start working on. Probably starting with their quarterback. I mean, I don't know if Ryan Tannehill is going to be their franchise quarterback. It's definitely just a piece to put in right now
Yeah.
until they can figure out what they're going to do. So I do got Kansas City obviously winning today. I think that's an easy pick. With Patrick Mahomes playing, I think they cover the spread too.
Agreed. Tennessee's not bad. They've got
Yeah.
a good defense, but I'm taking the Chiefs with Mahomes.
You got anything on that one?
I kind of want to pick the Titans, to be honest.
Well, last week I told you that was stupid. The Green Bay thing.
Yeah,
That kinda
I
bit
got
me
that
in
one
the
right.
ass. Yeah.
You're kind of hating on the Chiefs over there a little bit.
I don't know.
We'll get into that. Don't you worry.
I don't know. Like I like the Titans are like if they can get the run game going, like they could be kind of dangerous. You know, that's the only thing that worries me. Like if they can run the ball successfully on the Chiefs, but it's hard to pick against the Chiefs in that game. So I'll probably just pick Chiefs.
All right. You know what happens when you change your mind.
Yeah, and this I don't want to change my mind.
Oh, Kyle Murray going over to Tampa Bay. I think Jameis Winston's still their quarterback,
Yeah.
unfortunately for Tampa Bay fans.
Hey, they put up like 35 points last week at Seattle.
Yeah.
They're not good. I still don't think
They're not
Jameis
good.
Winston is great.
They're not good, but I
Good
think
at
I think
all,
they might
to be
win.
honest. Today?
I think they get the win today. Like
I don't think
they've been
Arizona's
like
any good
they've been
either.
playing good, but like they haven't won.
But they
Mhm.
they play to their opponents.
Level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sure they looked solid last week, but they're probably gonna look like shit against the Cardinals because that's kind of what they do.
I mean, Arizona's not very good either.
Yeah.
No, I did. Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't know. That's
I-
kind of like an up in the air pick, kind of.
I would take Tampa.
Yeah,
I kind of want Tampa.
I like Tampa.
Mike Evans and Goodwin are just like on a roll this
Yeah,
season.
they're pretty solid receivers.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tampa Bay.
Me too.
I think it's a little too much for Arizona to keep up with.
Colin Murray.
Yeah,
I still don't know how great he's gonna be.
Yeah.
I was talking shit on him for a little bit there, and he's kind of made me eat my words just a little bit. But he
He's
definitely
not
got
bad.
potential in
Yeah, he's
Arizona.
not bad.
Just got to
Yeah,
get better
he's not
offensive
bad.
line. That's for sure. So next one, we got Miami heading over to Indianapolis without Jacoby. I'm gonna go with
But-
Indianapolis. Like
Brian Hoyer starting, isn't
yeah,
he?
I think like
I
you
think
touched earlier.
I think it'll be enough to get him over Miami. Miami, they might be him early, and I feel like mistakes will cost them because Colts do got a pretty decent defense. So I expect their defense to step up.
What's Colts running back in this name? Mac.
Mac.
Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack. He's gonna probably.
Field
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, feed him
He's gonna-
25
Yeah.
touches for sure. 25 touches, if not 30
So
touches.
if you're
Colts should win
DraftKings
that
or
easy.
fantasy and you got him, you need to start him.
Yeah.
Next, Carolina heading over to Green Bay. Super cold, below 32 degrees, snowy, a little bit of snow. I haven't really seen the field just yet.
Where
It's
at?
2:00 again. It's in Lambeau.
Oh
Field.
yeah, if it's in Lambeau, Green Bay's winning.
Those refs.
Yeah, it's the refs, dude,
They're gonna help them out just a little
Yeah.
bit.
for sure.
I don't know.
Cool. So we're all in agreement. Packers.
Yeah,
Packers.
McCaffrey's gonna have a field day though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start him in all leagues.
What do you think McCaffrey runs?
He's gonna hit over 100 for sure.
Over 100? Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Easy.
2
That's-
touchdowns.
Damn. Did you pick the Packers to win?
Yeah.
I mean, he's their offense right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I guess
everything's
it's true.
gonna go through him.
That's true. That,
So, yeah,
that may be a close
He might have
game
like
than we think.
100 rushing, like 60 receiving, maybe a touchdown in the air, touchdown on the ground.
I think after last week, Aaron Rodgers kind of goes on a rampage.
Carolina's
feel like- I
defense
feel like
is
he has
actually still pretty good.
Oh, they're not bad at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be close just because I don't think it's gonna. I would expect like a 24-17, maybe a score like that.
Yeah, I think it'll be close too. I mean, Carolina's good. Like they're fighting for their playoff life right now. They're 5-3.
Kind of a scary matchup
Yeah,
when you think about it. This could be, what did you guys call it?
Trap game.
Yeah.
We had our trap game last week.
It might be
yeah.
back
A
to
trap
back.
game is where you play like a team like the Redskins or something.
Well, I feel like people sleep on the
Or the Cowboys.
People sleep on the Panthers, but like, I mean, I feel like
That was an
it's going to be a close
unnecessary
game because like you don't have to worry. Like Kyle Allen doesn't have to worry about Cam Newton. Like I think he can play like stress free. So like that help. I feel like that helps the team because they like, okay, this guy's our quarterback for the rest of the season.
Yep.
We're gonna rally behind this guy. Like I don't know. It's gonna be
It's
an
gonna be a good
interesting game.
It's gonna be a good
Yeah,
game. Honestly, Earl's butt cheeks might be a little bit tighter
maybe.
than what we
You
think.
like that?
Oh shit!
All right, let's talk about the Cowboys.
Wait, hold on.
Come on, I just want to hear you two yell at each other.
All right, you got the Rams going over to Pittsburgh. Mason Rudolph.
Rams going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Mason
Oh,
Rudolph.
man,
Pittsburgh plus 4.5.
I was
4.5.
Oh,
I was thinking about this game. Like it could be like an interesting game. Like
I would love to
I
see the
like-
Rams lose, to be honest.
Pittsburgh's like I told you early in the season, like you thought they were done. I'm like, dude, they're still making moves, like they're trading, they're making moves, and I think they're still trying to compete, trying to get a wild card spot at least.
They're still alive. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
still
really.
alive.
Yeah,
We're talking about that
They're
last
a long
night.
shot. Though.
Haven't
Yeah,
they
they're
won
a
like their
long
last like 4 out of 5? I think 4 out of 5
I
now
think so.
after starting 0
Well,
and 3.
if they win today, god damn, that puts
It's
them on
kind
the
of
map,
like
huh?
one of those games where Rams, like if they're like not, locked, it could be a close game. Like
Their defense is good. Pittsburgh's defense is good, but I think the Rams are going to win. Aaron Donald is going to own Mason Rudolph today.
Yeah, probably.
Rudolph holds onto the ball way too long.
Yeah, Jared Goff is. He still has to cash that check that they wrote him
yeah.
because he hasn't done shit. I mean,
That's for sure.
I'm sure he cashed it. It just hasn't.
Oh, he's putting it to good use, but I mean, on the field, it's a different story.
No, for sure. I got the Rams.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
take the
I got
Rams.
the
It'll be a close game. I
I'd
think.
love to see the Steelers pull this upset off, though. Like, if there's a game
It's
that I want to put an
definitely
upset on,
possible.
it's either going to be this game or Carolina.
It's definitely possible.
So I'm not going to be surprised on that. All right. Before we get into the hot stuff, Seattle and San Francisco. Man, this bourbon got me hot.
Oh man, Seattle and San Francisco.
I think Jimmy G gets exposed tomorrow, brings him back down to earth. Throws maybe two picks. I think they still run the ball effectively. I think it's a high scoring game. I think Seattle edges it out 30-27, but we're gonna see Jimmy G with some pressure in his face making mistakes. So I Seattle
agree.
on that.
I'm taking Seattle on that.
I kind of want Seattle to lose, but
Of course you want them to lose.
So the Vikings can get a wild card.
I mean, we still are.
That's all
But
strategic. That's an emotional decision you're about to.
I don't know. I feel like the 49ers can get it done though. Like I feel like it's a little too much.
Legit to you? Are they the ones?
I don't know if they're legit, but I think they have enough to beat Seattle and give Russell Wilson just like enough trouble to maybe force him into a mistake. Because one thing, like if you can get pressure on Russell Wilson and try to keep him in the pocket, sometimes he makes like stupid plays. Like he'll force some dumb turnovers. So that's kind of what I'm like Nick Bosa, if he could like get after him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just because of that 49ers defense, I feel like it's a lot better than Seattle's defense. So I think I have to stick with 49ers right here until they lose. I think I got to ride with them on this game at least.
And you just talked yourself out of every way possible to go for Seattle.
Yeah.
You might as well.
I feel like because one thing that Russell Wilson does a lot of things good, but sometimes he'll make a great play, 9 times, 8, 5, 6, 7 times a game. He'll make a great just play, but sometimes every now and then he'll force like a stupid turnover, like something like that. Maybe a fumble, maybe a bad I've seen
They're also on the road, and they play much better at home.
Yeah, that's
much
for sure.
better.
That's
a lot
for sure.
better at home. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think. Watch. I have a feeling that Russell Wilson is going to force a stupid turnover that he's kicking himself in the head. Like he's just like, yeah, he shouldn't have done
Turn
that.
the ball over much.
No, but when he does force some stupid plays. Like I don't want to bring up. I don't want to bring up last year against Minnesota, but they were getting pressure on Russell Wilson, and he's falling down to the ground, throws it to the flat, and it gets picked off before halftime. It's just all the great plays that he makes. Yeah, it'll
They cancel out.
cost a turnover. Yeah, one turnover will happen every now and then. But you take the great plays. You'll take the 4 out of 5 great plays and afford the one mistake. And I feel like he might make a mistake, and with that defense.
So who are you picking?
I've told you 49ers.
I thought you were
I'm trying to explain my point, but it's I'm trying to explain my point, but I don't have the words for it. Like you just gotta. I don't know.
You can change your mind if you want.
I've been up all night, so
You want to change
I-
it?
no.
Sleep.
Drink your bourbon. It'll wake you up.
Yeah. So
All right, man.
To the good
Yeah. Hey.
Let
All
me,
right.
let me chug this real quick.
Yes.
No,
I bet you won't.
no, I can't.
Vikings will win if you do.
He's all.
Look at him.
He'll do
Oh, that's
anything
so
right
gross.
now. He'll do anything.
Look at his
Yeah.
face.
Oh,
That's
they're
vodka.
gonna-
That's
they're-
vodka.
They're gonna lose because they. They're gonna lose because we didn't finish.
That was a lot.
All right, Borba. The Cowboys are favored at -3.
That's cool.
Minnesota Vikings with Kirk Cousins with a record of 1-7 on the road in primetime games.
You've been looking up some stuff. Already.
Heading over to Dallas, Jerry's World. We are gonna go watch this game tonight. We're here.
Renee's gonna sneak me in a suite.
Me too.
We're gonna get it figured out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if we just have a ticket, they'll let us in.
Oh, if you're in the stadium, you could totally just sneak into the suite.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Not really my place to.
Okay, but I can
Actually,
like walk in. I can
They
literally.
check our tickets to get like
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
suite level.
Yeah.
All right, well,
But you can try.
So,
can
anyways,
You could go out with 2 tickets. Like you could go out with you and Adrian's ticket, and Borba could use that one to get through security.
I don't think it's my place to dictate.
We'll talk about it offline.
Yeah. Definitely not my place to dictate that. But
All right, so let me ask you guys some questions on this game. Borba,
yeah.
starting with you, what does Minnesota have to do to win?
I think our defensive line needs to win the matchup today against Dallas's offensive line. I think it all starts in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in this game, and if we can, I know Linval Joseph's out, which is really bad for us, but like if we could stop the run, not stop it, just contain it, and get third and long situations, I think we'll be all right. I think it starts up in the front though.
Are you worried about the secondary matching up with Cooper and Gallup?
If
Cobb.
Cooper was like 100% healthy right now, I'd be worried. But I feel like he still will make a couple plays.
Could've been bad.
But one thing about our outside corners have not been very solid, which is really concerning. But one thing that I do like is our slot play. Mike Hughes and Mackenzie Alexander in the slot. I think they can match up well with Randall Cobb, who plays a lot of the slot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure they're going to try to put Mark Cooper in the slot also. They're going to try to move him around. Depends how like good he's feeling.
yeah,
For sure.
But yeah, I think one thing our secondary can do is play the slot pretty well. We got good coverage in the slot.
All right, Renee, same question. What do you think Dallas has to do to win?
I think the defense, they call themselves the Hot Boys. They got to show out today. The linebackers have to. I think they have to bring some pressure on Kirk Cousins, which is out of the norm for Dallas to bring blitzes. But today they got to do it. This is
Vander
one of
Esch
those
playing?
games. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's playing today. Dallas is
I would
pretty
agree
healthy.
with that.
They're a bit beat up. I mean, some players aren't 100%. Vander
It's that
isn't
time of the
100%.
season.
Amari
Nobody's
Cooper's not
100%.
Yeah, it's that time now.
But they're definitely a lot healthier than you guys. So I think Dallas is definitely set up to win this game. But for them to win, it's got to start with the defensive coordinator and the type of pressure that he's going to bring on Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins does not do great with pressure, and the only way you're going to put pressure is by sending it. So
He's got the
DeMarcus
same rating
Lawrence got
with
it.
pressure versus non-pressure. It's like 91 or something, 92, 91.6, like against the pressure. I was like, it was a good number. It was a good number though. So he's done decent against the pressure. I think it's because what's turned it around for Kirk Cousins statistically and playing wise is all that is because we figured out how to protect him a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Like this
Yeah,
last
for
month
sure.
and a half. Since Chicago, I feel like that was a primary thing we had to do is figure out how to protect Kirk Cousins better.
when you're running
And
the
it
ball,
showed.
though, they got to run the ball consistently. If they're not running, if they get away from the one thing that the thing that Dallas has to do though, the one thing is start off fast. If they start off slow against this team and give Minnesota life, it's gonna be a long day. And I might be sitting in that thing like I did against Green Bay, just shaking my damn head. But
No
if
Adam
they don't,
Thielen is tough for Minnesota.
yeah, for sure,
Kind of, yeah,
for sure.
sucks.
And is Stephon Diggs really a number one like that?
Only against the Cowboys secondary.
And the Eagles secondary.
We'll see. We'll see in that.
So I think it comes down to which Dallas defense shows up today. Like, are we going to see a rematch of when you guys played the Jets, or are we going to see the Dallas
That'd be nice.
defense that we think is actually good? And I think if your defense shows up, Dallas wins. If they don't, you guys lose.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be super hyped. Like it's gonna be like really loud and like, yeah.
Fuck, why they come?
So all we need is that one play. Like you guys start off slow and we start off fast.
Yeah. If Dallas starts off slow, my butt cheeks are definitely gonna be tight, for sure.
I'm
A little nervous.
nervous at the end of the game when it comes down to a close
When you're in
game.
the stadium,
When
if
it
y'all win.
no no, if we win, I'm gonna be going crazy. Like Dallas fans don't do anything. If we were in Philly, that'd be a different story. But like Dallas fans aren't really threatening. But like I'm scared because last week like we had 2 possessions up 23-20, and it was really bad play calling. Like I was really disappointed, and I think one thing that I've noticed, we have like pretty much his first year, Kevin Stefanski. He's calling the plays, and like it's kind of showing like his inexperience, which is really frustrating. Like we're like the play calling just isn't good down the stretch. So I think this week behind closed doors, that's definitely what he's working on, like situational play calling for certain. When you're up by 3 points with 4 minutes left in the game, you got to close it out. And the play calls that we did, like I've never seen all year long, we'd come out in single back and they split Dalvin Cook out wide. I've never seen that where we have like no running back in the backfield. And I don't know. It just wasn't good play calling.
That was deep.
So that concerns me.
That was deep.
Huh?
That was deep. I like it.
It concerns
That's
me.
true. Yeah. I think Dallas has the similar situation with Kellen Moore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And Jerry Jones is calling their plays for him. It seems like it. Jesus Christ. They gotta let Kellen Moore open that playbook himself and not fall into the Jason Garrett way. Because if you do it the Jason Garrett way, you're gonna go out the doorway next year.
That's cute.
So, boy,
That's
give us
also
your
cute.
predictions, bro. What do you got?
Oh, man.
Real quick, think about it. I know you got to think about that one. Player of the game: Minnesota, Dallas.
Am I picking a player? or
Yeah,
am I picking
yeah.
a team?
Player. I just want player of the game.
Player of the game.
Both sides. Let's.
I think Amari Cooper's going to go off. I think the Vikings secondary is not that good, and I think that they're going to load up to stop Zeke, and I think Cooper has a big day. For the Vikings, it has to be Dalvin Cook. Like they got to run
Probably.
the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks interesting.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Got a little awkward there, huh? So who you picking?
I hope they tie.
Jesus
But-
Christ.
You have to pick Dallas
I got to pick Dallas.
because his team killed them, and obviously we're in the division.
Yep.
It's just it's a logical pick.
Why are you trying to explain why he's going for someone? Like,
I
let
mean-
him do that.
It's
I
just
mean, like I said-
no. I'm just trying to cope with it. Like I
said,
know.
I wish they could tie because that would be like best case scenario. They both can't lose, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to root for Dallas.
All right.
I like.
No, not like high five. Where
Yeah.
like,
Just like-
rooting for them.
All right, here's what's going to happen. It's going to be 24-24. We get the ball down the field, hit Kyle Rudolph on like a 25-yard pass. 4 seconds left in the game. Dan Bailey comes to Dallas, kicks a game-winning field goal. Game over, 27-24.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Vikings win.
Dan Bailey is a goddamn game winner. That would suck. I'd be pissed.
Dan Bailey, baby. I'm calling it right now. Hit Kyle Rudolph down the middle of the field. Yeah, boo. Yeah, boo that.
What is that?
That sound effect stuff. Wow.
Yeah.
All right,
Dan Bailey.
give us your pick, Renee.
I got Dallas just completely dominating this goddamn game. Just getting Zeke's gonna run for 100 plus. I think Amari Cooper goes off. I think Dallas has to dominate the game for them to win. So I'm gonna call a 10 plus dub.
my God.
If it's a close game, I'm gonna get a little nervous because Dan Bailey has hit a couple game winners in Dallas. I wasn't even thinking that to be honest, but I think Dallas wins today. Not easy, but towards the end, I think they break away. They're in the fourth quarter. I think Dallas may be up 3, make a final drive, go up 10, or up 6, final drive, score, touchdown,
Okay.
13, win the game. It looks probably worse when you look at the score than the actual game. But I got Dallas winning the game today. Easy. Why do you look so disappointed, Borbo?
Because your prediction is bad. At least mine's like
yeah, 10 points is a little bit much.
mine. Yeah, yeah.
No. I think it's a close game, and then I think Dallas is up 3, and then they go and drive to seal the game. And it's
I think it's a
like I
close
said,
game,
the
but I
score
feel
is
like
going to
our
show more than what the actual game is. I think it's going to be a good game. Don't get me wrong.
High scoring, low scoring.
yeah. What's your score?
I got.
Me?
let's-
No, Renee.
I'm gonna go 27-17.
So you're expecting Dallas's defense to show up.
Show up today, yes, sir.
I'm
Yes, sir.
expecting Dallas to have a hard time covering that guy right there.
Stefan,
Yeah.
Matt Hasselbeck. What a. Who else? Randy Moss. What a.
Of course, Randy's gonna pick the Vikings.
Teddy
Rex
Bruschi?
Ryan, of course. Leave it to Rex Ryan. to
Let's go,
pick the
Sam.
Cowboys.
Let's go, Sam. She knows what she's talking about. Hey, yo,
Right.
check it out, man. This is Speaking Out Loud. To my left here, Earl Robinson. Appreciate you joining the show. We're here from Dallas. Of course, the one and only John Borba and your boy Renee.
I'm gonna be in the suite tonight, boys.
Hey, check us out tonight for our live show from the stadium. Speaking Out Loud. Do not forget to sign up if you're following us on Facebook. Hit the sign up button. Take you to our YouTube channel where you can like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all joining the show. Enjoy y'all's week. Enjoy the weekend. A good day of football. And to all those veterans, man, we appreciate y'all for everything that y'all do. Thank you. Go Cowboys.
Go, Pack, go.
Skull. So were we just connecting to the internet the whole time?
No, I was gone
How do you know?
because we were watching it on. Earl, I mean, Borba, I fucking love you. What's wrong with the internet?
Well, we got to kick off in 8 minutes.
5 sacks. Should have brought up how Daniil Hunter and Everson Griffin